Hello, everybody, and welcome back to High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the High School Notebook, and that, of course, means it is time for Matt Trabold to join us. Matt, thanks for hopping on board.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, let's talk some hoops. Let's talk girls, and, it's like the more it changes, the more it stays the same. Let's talk about the Mendon girls.
With the state playoffs last season being canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Section 5's lone defending state champion in basketball is Pittsford Mendon Girls Hoops. A couple big names on the current Vikings had big roles back then on that 2019 championship squad. Obviously, Division I Cornell commit Lexi Green. She was second on the team in scoring back then, even as an underclassman, only behind a current D1 player at Merrimack and Alana Fursman. Danielle Stroff as well. Her clutch three with 7 seconds left as a freshman helped Mendon survive the Far West Regionals that season. Honestly, I think the current team is deeper than that one for Todd Julian and his staff. Another junior, Nia Coleman, rounds out their main trio this year. She already has D1 offers from Chicago State, Siena, North Dakota, and Elena Deladonu, the Delaware Blue Hens. Such a deep rotation when you also have Captain Ellen Henry, Kate Hennessy, Caroline Miller, Bridget Miller, out-of-state transfer Lily Kennedy, among others. Going back to Danny Stroff, quick again, she is one of the very best perimeter defenders this section has right now.
Let's talk boys hoops now, and a couple teams heading into the playoffs that are peaking at the right time, Soda and Monroe.
Class A1 in boys hoops had its own pleasant surprise in the standings this regular season, with Jackson, Kulik, and Webster Thomas entering sectional play as the 2 seed. But right now, like you mentioned a second ago, I'm going to highlight a pair of teams among the top 3 seeds in Class A2. After going 4-17 last season, the Monroe Red Jackets, Matthew McCormick's squad there, won 8 of its 10 ball games this go around. Good for the number 2 seed. Their biggest asset this season is arguably being able to put both Amarion Johnson and Jameer Speed out at the perimeter and having them get hot, hitting from deep. It also happens clutch times late. They've shown that this year. Plus, the final senior captain on the squad, Ezekiel Williams, competes so much taller than his 5'5" height. And then to a lesser degree in the surprise department, because the program won sectionals in 2015 behind Christian Simmons, you have the School of the Arts Silverhawks and head coach Al Nash. They were the number 3 seed this year after posting their best winning percentage in a few years. They are again led by the now senior trio of Kevion Mitchell, Reggie Smith, and especially Ethan Clark D'Souza. That trio has been impressing in this area for many years in a row. I feel like I've been putting them in highlights for year after year after year now, and that's just the reality of it.
All right, let's go now from hardwoods to hockey and talk about Spencerport and the Rangers on the rink.
The rink, indeed. The last 3 seasons have been a much more successful span for the Spencerport ice hockey program than the seasons directly prior. After multiple years at the bottom of the Section 5 Division III standings, the Rangers exploded to the top of the standings for the 2018-2019 season. Then the program was the 2 seed for sectionals last year after going 17-3 during the regular season. This regular season here in 2021 also had a good deal of success with leadership from a lot of familiar names that have guided the program through this golden era of Spencerport puck. The Rangers have done well after graduating Luke Fideli, Jason Ubelacker, Rachel Brazzi in net, and Mark New. AJ Gianavola led Section 5 in scoring last year, and he's having a strong senior campaign. There's bigger contribution this time through from Chris Hammerly and especially Ryan Plouffe. They are 5th and 2nd in points this whole Section 5 campaign, all the teams respectively. It is only fitting that the first round sectional matchup for them this year is against the Canandaigua Braves program they played in the semifinals last year.
All right, Matt, great stuff as always. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, we're back with more of the High School Sports Beat right after this.